Hi everyone! I thought I'd get on today and just do a quick varnishing demo on how I finish off my canvases. As you can see here, I have a stretch canvas. I have painted this with acrylic paints. This is Liquitex acrylic satin varnish. I prefer the satin because it's in between a gloss and a matte finish, and I think it gives it a really nice sheen without being too shiny. So we're going to go ahead and use this. Then I also just use a large brush, a large flat brush, and I continue to then pour the medium in the center of the canvas like so, and you can see that it's quite milky in consistency. And what I'll do is I'll start to spread that around. So I'm going to go gently at first, just kind of back and forth, and I do change directions, and because I paint with highly textured acrylics, I want to make sure that I'm pushing this varnish in between all those beautiful, lovely colors and crevices. I don't know if you can see it, but as you put on the varnish, it really starts to illuminate all the beautiful color in the paint. Like right here, you can see that there is a varnish line and there's no varnish here, and there's varnish there, and I'm just going to make that a little more pronounced. I don't know if you can go ahead and see that, but it really starts to pop. Like the difference between this magenta and that magenta, it's the same layer, the same color. However, adding the varnish really brings out the pigmentation in the paints, especially after they've dried back. So go ahead, varnish, and push that varnish. And you can see I had plenty there. You just have to kind of judge, and you'll get better at it as you go. Less is more. Start with less and then work it. You don't want it to get dry while you're working it, because then what you'll do is you'll get brush strokes in your paint. Now, because of the way I paint, which is very textured anyway, I don't tend to have to worry about that too much. But for those of you who may use acrylic paints and do, very light washes and things, you're going to want to be aware of that. So let's do this now. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to change direction. This helps get that varnish pushed into all those beautiful crevices. And as I'm painting here, there is varnish dripping on the sides. And that's okay for now, because I'm going to go ahead and catch those. But that pushes the excess varnish off of my canvas face because I don't want it to drip. I also, while you're drying this, you're going to want to dry it flat so you don't incur any drips. Even the slightest bit of excess varnish will drip down your canvas and leave a drip mark. Now, some people wouldn't mind that. Other people would think it's ruined their piece of art. So just be mindful of that while you're varnishing. And you can see I'm getting a beautiful flat finish here. Now, I do paint on the sides of mine, so I have this table covered, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of those drips on the sides and also seal the sides. So I don't worry about the sides too much. As on this particular painting, I do change. Sometimes I paint the painting all the way along and there's color on the sides. And on this particular one, there's black and some color. So it's just kind of a mishmash here. But that is how you do it. If you want to pick it up, don't be afraid. Just pick your painting up and then kind of twizzle it like a pizza and pull those drips down. And I just keep going until the painting's covered and I feel it's got a nice coat. I usually, a lot of people go ahead and put 2 coats on. I usually put 1 on because I put a decent amount of varnish on my canvas that I spread around. So I just keep going, picking up the drips if there are any. Very few drips, I'm just kind of getting that covered. And then what I do is I take a look at the shine in the light, and that'll show me any places that are more opaque looking at this moment and less, that doesn't have any sheen essentially. And then I will go ahead and cover those as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this canvas back down there. I'm going to give it one more gentle go over here. And that's it. Then you have it. Your painting is finished. It has a nice coating. That coating does provide UV protection from liquids, any spills, anything that might get on your painting. And voila, you have a varnished painting. Just let that dry overnight. Don't move it. Just leave it there. I know it dries pretty quickly, but if you touch it while it's tacky, you will embed your fingerprints into the varnish. So I hope you enjoyed this little shorty. So have a great day, get painting, have fun, and I will see you at the canvas.